Good morning. Today, we will just talk a little bit about your second internal tests that is just around the corner. It will be, as you know, it will be another MCQ type of questions. And for research, I just want to remind you that you already know because you have already appeared for an MCQ on research before. This will be just an extension of that. The question format will be the same, but then the content will be whatever we have done in our later classes. Like, for example, and the details like what is mixed research, for example, the details of mixed research. What is quantitative research? What is qualitative research? Those in the first term or the first internal, you have written answers on qualitative and quantitative. But in this case, maybe there will be other definitions of qualitative and quantitative. Please keep in mind, this is a tip which I would like to address to you. Read the questions carefully and the answers too, because the alternatives that is given in many cases, it will be, all three or all four will be relevant. So if you answer one, it will be a mistake. So read. If you find that all three are, when it is discussing. I'll give you one example. Say when you say that quantitative research. Okay, quantitative research. It says that R can draw conclusions from a large number of people. A. B. Efficient data analysis. C. Demonstrates relationship. D. All of these. Now here you have to find out that if all three are the same or giving different aspects of quantitative analysis, then D will be the answer. Please keep in mind. So there will be some definitions which will be a kind of a combination of all three answers. So please keep this in mind. Don't jump into say the A answer and give A as the first answer, because the C, B, and C may be a continuation of the same answer. So D would be a preferred answer. So keep in mind this particular element, and the nature of questions will be more from, say, the quantitative analysis, the types of what is qualitative analysis, like, for example, the advantages, the disadvantages of quantitative and qualitative analysis, what is the questionnaire, what it means. It is a part of a quantitative analysis, or questionnaire is a part of qualitative analysis, or what it is. So all these are things which you have to keep in mind. Some elements like what is an open-ended question, what is a close-ended questions, what is something like some little bit of statistics is important in quantitative analysis. So you may be asked a question like, what is a central tendency means. Remember, central tendency is the average. So it can be mean, it can be median, it can be average. Central tendency can be all three. So what is a correlation? What is a deduction, for example? It will be, these are logic questions, simple logic questions, general to particular, from theoretical to empirical, logical. So deduction, the answer will be all four. Then, for example, what is field research? What is focus group? What is hypothesis? Some of the questions, it can be on the variables. Simple statistical analysis includes ideas like variable. So keep in mind what is a variable, an dependent variable, an independent variable. Then the different kinds of analysis. I have not mentioned this, but you should be able to use common sense. Like, say, bivariate analysis, multivariate analysis, meaning bivariate analysis means showing relationship between two variables. Multivariate analysis will be showing relationship between more than two variables. So all these are parts which you have to keep in mind. What is, if you know deductive logic or deductive method, what would be the inductive method? Then don't get surprised if you get a question like Likert scale. Likert scale is nothing but the options which you give in a MCQ, like a 5-step scale for measuring attitudes. Like for example, it is good, it is not good, it is poor, it is very poor. Like all the 5 steps that is given. It is basically a part of a questionnaire, the questionnaire format which you form. It is basically called the Likert scale. I mean, these are points which you keep in mind. What is a population? Because when you are doing these sampling, which is basically sampling is a part of population, keep in mind what is the definition of population. So all these are questions related to research, and don't get nervous. So read the questions carefully. So these will be put up on your it will be online. And one good thing about this, you will not have a kind of any a time frame. You can take as long as you can, but then if you open up once, then you will have to sit and complete it by that time. I mean, if you take instead of say 20 minutes,